We are back inside Studio AP, and we have a great panel here talking more about how to get your child involved in the game of golf. This is a big initiative spearheaded by the PGA of America, and we want to welcome to the panel here Brendon Elliot, who is a local favorite, a PGA professional here in Central Florida, and you're attached now to Metro West Golf Club in a program called Little Linksters. Tell us about it.
That's correct. Little Linksters actually started in 2008 as a pilot program at my daughter's daycare, because we saw a hole in the industry for teaching the real young kids ages 3 and up. So we work with kids strictly 3 to 8 years old.
What do you notice from these children that really attaches to the trend that we've been seeing? It's been harder and harder to get the kids involved in the game. What are you noticing from these kids that you can grab onto and help them along and keep them playing?
The biggest thing is they get so excited about all the other activities that they've traditionally been involved with, whether it be soccer or baseball at these young ages, and they get just as excited about golf. And the thing with it is you have to have something they can identify with the game, whether it be bogey or the characters that we use in Little Linksters, something that kids can identify with, and that's worked wonders for us.
Did you find, Dottie, he just mentioned bogey, did you find that a lot more children were reaching out to you than you thought?
It broke down the difficult barrier.
Absolutely.
That, golf's not easy to learn, and the positive impact doesn't always come quickly. That hitting a baseball or kicking a soccer ball can often give you really quickly. Bogey broke that down, and that was one of the chief goals that we had.
Yeah.
And how rewarding has this been for you? I mean, to start an initiative like this and then to see some of the momentum of where growing the game is going now. Does this feel like you're part of something special?
It's so exciting because it transcends golf. I mean, we all know that as golfers, and everybody watching knows that as golfers, that there's something more than just the game that we're teaching. And it's just so cool to see kids 3 and 4 and 5 years old get that excited about it and carry over into the rest of their life.
It just so happens that we have a couple kids in a place where we can potentially demo some of the tips you might have. Let's head over to our set here.
Who did you guys bring along, Brendon?
We brought Lexi, she's 8, and Eli, he's 5.
Hello, kiddos.
Are you related to these children at all? Or?
Lexi's my daughter. She was the inspiration behind Little Linksters 45 years ago. And Eli is one of our regulars, and he's very competitive. He loves the game a lot, loves all sports.
Okay, yeah, he loves our set. So I'm a parent, and I have a couple kids, and I want to get them into the game. Where do I start?
I would suggest starting them young, obviously, and teaching kids at 3 and 5 and 6 years old is a little bit different than teaching kids who traditionally come in the game a little bit older. And there's a lot of tools that we use. Biggest thing is make sure the equipment is appropriate. There's clubs here by the Littlest Golfer that's perfect for the 3 and 4 year olds, and it's got a molded grip here that if you can hand just to a 3 and 4 year old,
so
they'll just put
their grip in the right place.
there.
That's great, actually. Yeah.
And then as they get a little bit older, a little bit stronger, we trend into the U.S. Kids clubs and the training clubs, and these are kind of the things we use in our program.
So equipment is obviously
Equipment's
important.
Huge.
What about? I always tell people, watch the kids and make sure that as soon as they lose their attention or as soon as they stop fun, don't force the issue. Walk away and then have them want to come back the next time. Is that true?
And beyond that is how the dynamics of teacher and student, especially when they're this young.
Yeah.
If I stand over a student who's Eli's height, that's intimidating for him to look up at me. So you'll find me and our other instructors sitting on the ground and looking up at the kids to kind of change that perspective.
Yeah.
And the kids appreciate that.
Yeah, me standing next to Charlie Reimer is intimidating,
exactly.
So I can relate. So walk us through maybe what would be the beginnings of a lesson, or what would you be telling these kids if they had come to you to learn the game?
Well, the biggest thing here, like through our coloring book, our Little Linksters coloring book, it's kind of the guide, and we'll go step by step, having our characters teach them the different positions of full swing, putting, chipping, pitching. Probably the biggest thing you'll see with a lot of kids, and I'm sure everybody's seen it, is when we're working on full swing, they'll spin around.
Right.
So we use a training over here, the swing gate, which is over here. It's something that they set their feet in.
Can we demonstrate that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see.
So put that there.
That looks intimidating, actually.
Eli, come on over. We've used this a bunch with Eli. He'll just step his feet in here. Go ahead and step in there, bud. And as he's making the swing, we'll pretend we're swinging this way, bud. Okay, so we'll pretend we're swinging this way. This will reinforce for him to keep that lower body stable. And as he's making the swing,
so
he won't spin around.
Keeps him in the boxes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And this is huge. This is probably one of the big things that a lot of kids have issues with.
Okay. Great information, Brendon. I appreciate your time.
You got it.
Thanks, guys. Back over to you, Kelly.
Matt, thank you very much. That was great. I think it's so cool how you have to think like a kid to keep the kids interested in what you're trying to teach them. And that is a challenge for the adults who also need to have good patience levels when it comes to working with the juniors. And that's what this program is all about, isn't it, Alan? I mean, you've got a great group of people that are behind this.
Oh, phenomenal. And with the committee that we've got, and with what the PGA of America's done, and with all the allied partners talking again, and all the years that I've done this, I keep reminding myself, kids don't care what you know until they know you care. And when you show kids that you care and what golf can do with the life lessons, game for all ages, that you can use it for business, for family. When my 32-year-old son calls my wife and says, I'm off, let's go play. I mean, how do you trade that in? And, I love other sports, but you just don't do that with some of the others.
If you want to know how important it is to Dottie Pepper, just look at what she walked away from to pursue this interest. You had a dream job, Dottie, and you were great at it.
I did.
And you did. And I'm sure you miss, your family at NBC, but what you've embarked on here is a family of tens of thousands potentially in the future.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole goal really when I decided to step away was to kind of leave golf a little better than I found it. I had a lot of people that did some cool things for me, and now it's a chance to do that.
Look at the emotion. I absolutely love it. Dottie, it's been great having
Thank
you along for this ride. And I'll tell you what, getting people like this behind the project, sign your kid up today. You've got the PGA Junior League and, of course, the drive, chip, and putt, all attached to Augusta National. Dottie, thanks for joining us. Alan Ranowski as well. We look forward to spending more time with them in the future.